Welcome to Reread. Today I'm going to go through Star Wars Missions numbers 9, 10, 11, and 12, written by Ryder Wenham. The first book is called Revolt of the Battle Droids. They're on the Star Destroyer Decimator, Admiral Groot. Yep, spelled I am Groot, right? Admiral Groot is basically going to pick up some droids on a droid run for the Emperor. And he's going to go see Boonda the Hutt. As you all know, Boonda is a Hutt from the Droids comic book series, who is actually a good Hutt. He just doesn't want all his fellow gangster Hutts to know that. So he puts on this persona of a gangster when really he's running an honest business. Now I love that. I love that about Boonda. And the moment I read that, and I was like, wait a minute, Boonda. I haven't reviewed droids. And that's how I found out that I was missing all the comic reviews and everything when I read the name Boonda. But anyway, there is an insurrection of droids. We don't know what's going on, but the droids have taken up arms, and they've even turned on Boonda. And he calls his partner Olak. This takes place. This is the story that picks up from droids. I guess they've had this long partnership after a while, and he calls Olak, but he finds out a droid answers and goes, Olak is dead. Oh my gosh. And I remember who Olag was from the Droids comic books too. I was like, oh wow, Ryder killed him. And I almost wanted to stop right then and there and start reading Droids. But I did finish the series and then go back and read it. But I was like, wow, this is crazy. And of course, as an Imperial, you go down to the planet, you're fighting off droids. Droids take over the Decimator and you're trying to run them off. Unfortunately, you're not going to win. You're going to escape in TIE fighters. But the droids are going to take the Decimator and a drone barge, I think, and then they're going to take off into space. Supposedly going to Vactooine, but they're going to make a pit stop, and they say this at the end, to Tatooine. Why? I don't know. And meanwhile, Boonda's sitting there with, Admiral Groot going, I don't know what happened. I don't know. They were attacking me too. I'm innocent, I tell you. And they're thinking, yeah, why did they attack you? Why did they attack us? Crazy droids. So it's all like a little bit of a mystery going on here. Well, book 2 is called Showdown on Mos Eisley. This is missions number 10 here. And this has tons of crossover, basically from what I like to call the Wyndham universe. All of his stories he just tied together, which is great. Meaning, Big Jizz, Spiker, and Twitch are in this. In fact, you're going to play as one of the biker gang or one of Jabba's biker gang members because the droids have come to Tatooine to kill EV-99. Okay, 99. And that was the one from Tales from Jabba's Palace, the droid who likes to torture other droids. The leader of this insurrection, he hates that droid, and let's go down to Tatooine, let's find out where Jabba's Palace is, and let's kill that EV droid. And so when he goes into Mos Eisley, he sees Whir, he sees the Biths playing, playing their music, and then he asks, where's Jabba's the Hutt's palace? And the Swoop Gang, or Twitch, kind of gets I can't remember, he gets kind of pushed around by the droids and injured. And then Big Jizz and Spiker are like, oh no, this ain't happening. And then you take over as one of the bikers, fighting out the droids, chasing them, going through a desert chase as they're going to Jabba's palace, and cutting them off at the pass because you think they're there to kill Jabba, not EV. Now eventually you will succeed, the droids will retreat, get back into their ship, go to Vactooine, and all the droids are like, why did we even stop here? He's like, I don't know, I just wanted to take out that droid real quick. All right, let's go to Vactooine, And so they take off. Well, meanwhile, as a biker group, you're like hoping to get a reward from Jabba. You're not, because he's like, no, I'm not going to give you a reward for saving my life. That was what you did on your own. I didn't call for your help. But then Jabba is kind of curious who would put a hit out on him with a bunch of droids. So he wants to investigate a little bit more about what's going on here because he doesn't realize it's EV-99 that they're after. So what Jabba's going to do at the end of the book is pull off a bunch of bounty hunters, and it's your regulars, your Boss, your Dengar, Boba Fett, IG-88, and say, hey, stop hunting for Han Solo. I want to make this a new priority. I'll give you 10,000 credits, but one of you need to find this for me real quick. Who put a hit out on me? Who sucked these droids after me? I'm more interested in that right now. Pause on Han Solo. Now, I like this because Ryder kind of explained something that actually did need explaining. Because if all these bounty hunters are going, I mean, we're told that now Jabba has like, what, 100,000 credit, reward for Han, or 500,000 credit. I mean, it gets ridiculous after a while. Well, Boba Fett and everyone should be on his heels the whole time, right? all the adventures through Marvel and, you know, all the little misadventures with him, Luke, and Leia, why aren't the bounty hunters always chasing him? Of course, he runs into several at Ord Mantell, but not of these caliber. Well, maybe it was in between this where Jabba pulled off, and who knows, maybe Jabba did this a few times saying, look, okay, pause on Han, everyone do this for me real quick. I don't know if that was Ryder's intention, but it definitely comes across and helps explain why bounty hunters aren't always around Han Solo like flies on a horse. And they should be with a high bounty that high. But anyway, the next one is called Bounty Hunters versus Battle Droids. Well, you know what this is going. This is Missions 11. And oh, I'm sorry, I've been talking about this one the whole time. And he wants his sail barge back. This is number 11 I've been talking about. Durr. Well, as you are playing one of the bounty hunters, trying to, you know, find or hunt or run through all these, you have to, of course, shoot all these battle droids and escape all these traps and do all these wonderful death-defying stunts. At the end, you're going to encounter Zuckuss and Forloom, who I was pissed wasn't a part at the beginning. I was like, where are they? Because I was a big Forloom fan back in the day, and my brother was a big Zuckuss fan. We loved those toys more than Boba Fett back in the day. So I was like, where are they? They're my favorite ones. Second-rate bounty hunters. Well, they got late to the party, and they come and try to jump your bounty. You know, when it looks like you're about to figure out the whole plan, they kind of jump in to rob you, and so you have to fight them off. That's one of the things you have to do at the end. Later on, you recapture the droid barge for Jabba the Hutt. He wanted that droid barge too, so he's happy about that. And then you find out, you tell him, you say, hey, they don't want you, they want EV-99. And Jabba starts laughing. And he can't wait to tell EV about this. But then Jabba kind of gets his feelings hurt that why were they attacking him? I'm the bigger threat. They should have been assassinating me. Typical Hutt fashion. That is so hilarious. So hilarious. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Meanwhile, this is kind of how it ends. It ends building up to the next one. So Skywalker's on Yavin 4. He's worried about a metal shipment from Vactooine that hasn't come in yet. He tells Dodonna he wants to go investigate it, which is where Missions 12 comes out, the Vactooine disaster. This can't be good, right? Where Luke, Han, Chewie, Leia, Wedge, because remember, that's the rebellion, is Luke, Han, Chewie, Leia. This time they brought in Wedge, and it says 3 other X-Wings to go to Vactooine, and they encounter the Star Destroyer and everything because the droids are there like, what is going on? And so you are going to be one of those 3 X-Wing pilots basically having this adventure. One of your options, I thought was funny, usually it's like talk to someone or fight them. Fight 1 droid or fight 2. One of them was hypnotize a Hutt or fight him. Hypnotize him. Don't talk to him. You got to How do you hypnotize a Hutt? That was really funny. Later on, you will encounter Bunta, who you find is an honest Hutt, and he just wants to help out. So he decides to help you out during the mission, and that's what he'll do later on. Olag Grek, we find out, faked his death. He was the one responsible for the droids insurrection. He was the one responsible for everything. He was trying to screw Bunta. He was trying to kill Bunta and take over his factory for his own. And C-3PO and R2-D2 go, we know this guy. We've seen him several times. So Olag does show up at the end. He's not dead as I thought he was for a minute because I forgot that twist at it. So he gets captured, and it doesn't give I mean, he's captured, so I guess it's an ending for Olag because he always escapes. So I guess this is Ryder Wyndham's way to say, okay, let me wrap up that Olag story. That he made so many connections from Shadows of the Empire, from his old droid comic books and stuff. That's really awesome. This was a fun series to read. I'm so sad these are very hard to find now. But it was a fun read. It was a fun read for that. I don't know, maybe someday, no, they'll never reprint these. What am I saying? Okay, folks. Sorry to end on such a terrible note there, but I will see you next time.